Monica Pearson was the first woman and the first African-American anchor of a nightly television newscast in Atlanta.
When I look at Atlanta television now, I smile because no one would dare have a 6 o'clock news without a woman on it now. But in 1975, there were no women on the 6 o'clock news in Atlanta, no minorities on the 6 o'clock news in Atlanta anchoring. And that seems like yesterday, but I guess it really isn't. 38 years ago.
WSB News Director Don Elliott Heald hired Monica to co-anchor with John Pruitt.
John Pruitt was a jewel and still is. He's one of my dearest friends. He always supported me and always protected me. There was a lot I didn't hear because John cut it off at the path. And it was the same way with the Don Elliott Heald. You know, everybody thought he was crazy to put me on the air.
She established herself as an anchor who could provide insights to a story in her own way.
I think what Monica really brings to the table more than anything else is transparency. She is who she is, and she's the same off camera as she is on camera. She's real people. And I think the viewer appreciates that. They see in her pieces of themselves. And when they look at her, they're looking at their neighbor, at their best friend, at their girlfriend. You know, it's a very real kind of communication.
She was wonderful when she was live. She also brought perspective. So if there was a story that at the surface looked fairly innocent, but she could put behind it backstories that if this story went a different way, that it could be very, very interesting, impactful.
I was really happy when I did a story on menopause before anyone else in the country had done it. And it won several awards nationally because it was something people didn't talk about.
She earned a reputation as an interviewer who was comfortable with celebrities but could also break news.
She went to Hawaii. We thought there'd be a chance that she could bump into Beverly Hall. She did, and she asked some tough questions.
I was sent to Hawaii to talk to the Atlanta school superintendent, who was avoiding everyone because of the cheating scandal. And I don't like doing ambush. I really wanted to ask her, how could you allow this to happen when you are an educator and you know the importance of education? How?
She credits her interviewing success to preparation.
Knowing enough about my subject so that I can go in, talk to them as if we've known each other a long time, and get them to tell me something in that prep stage that I can then build on in the next phase.
She role modeled great ideals for the young women journalists in the newsroom, for the aspiring anchors in the newsroom, what hard work looked like, what caring looked like.
She set the standard really high. People loved her. Continue to love her, always will, for, again, all the right reasons. I mean, she gave and gave and gave to the city, and just it was and is the perfect representation of Atlanta.
Monica has been transformational for our organization. She's taken us to new levels and really helped us to be a smarter nonprofit. She has taken it upon herself to really help us think more strategically just about our name and about our image in the community. I think she'd done the same thing at Families First.
I love old people as much as I love first graders. Any story that deals with the elderly bothers me. So any story like that, I'm glad I'd read it beforehand so that I would make sure I knew how to carry myself on the set. I guess that was the biggest problem with me as an anchor and a reporter, is that you pretty much could tell if a story bothered me, and I really had to learn to be professional and not let my emotion show.
Longevity is really powerful. And I'm just glad this wonderful and gifted lady from Louisville picked journalism, picked Atlanta, and picked WSB. Because she could have done a lot of other things with her life and been successful, but she left a mark in journalism in this community.
Monica Pearson, Atlanta Press Club, Hall of Fame.